Unite the Kingdom March. This is what the BBC didn't show you. On September 13th, around 150,000 people, maybe more, marched through London. But you probably didn't see it like this on the BBC. They framed it as nothing more than a far-right protest full of arrests, assaults on police, and violence. The reality, very different. And I've got some rare footage that raises serious questions about how those clashes really began. Stick around, you'll want to see this. The BBC called it Tommy Robinson's March, but look closer at the crowd. Here we can see families, parents with their young, pensioners, people from every walk of life gathered. They weren't there just to support one man. They traveled from every corner of the United Kingdom. They arrived because they're concerned about free speech, migration, and community safety. Christian groups, veterans, and people from as far as New Zealand and Australia joined them. To brand the whole group as nothing more than Robinson supporters, as the BBC did, isn't fair, impartial journalism. It's spin. It erases the diversity of the crowd, people who turned up proudly, showing their faces and making their voices heard. Here at play is the classic media trick. Frame the march as Robinson's rally, while the counter-protest, less than 5,000 in number, was described as anti-racism protesters. By implication, that makes everyone else the racists. That's not neutral reporting. Now, the clashes. The BBC reported protesters clashing with police, but footage from the ground shows police breaking their own lines. See how they advance with shields and batons.
You had your line and you've come over it. And we're the aggressors, are we? Look at this.
Suddenly stepped forward and started hitting everybody.
Of the 26 arrests in total, only 8 were connected to the march itself. The other 18? Far-left Antifa activists dressed up as march supporters to discredit the event. Information confirmed by the Metropolitan Police. They focused on assaults against officers, spinning the story as if the entire march was to blame. This was used to smear one man, and by extension, an entire crowd, and even the political viewpoint. Tommy Robinson repeatedly called for respect, for no face coverings, and for no violence. There was a vast array of speakers, online voices, and people who showed support from afar. It was tens of thousands saying they're tired of being ignored, tired of the media telling them who they are. And ironically, the BBC's coverage proved their point. It showed the very bias people are fed up with. They want you to believe this was just a far-right stunt. But look past the headlines, and you'll see something much bigger taking shape. Something that's been brewing for a while. And it won't be the last time we see such a magnificent spectacle. Don't let them control the narrative. Subscribe for more.